For those of you who I have not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Michael London, and I'm the founder and CEO of Examity. Oh, good. I was thinking. Three things that I was hoping to cover. The third I don't think I will actually cover because it doesn't appear that Q&A is appropriate. But first off, I certainly wanted to share some background as to how we got here. Second, I'll give you a good overview of our company, and then questions after the fact, of course. I've been an education entrepreneur for more than 20 years. First company I started, we helped people select, apply to, and finance a college education. We sold that to Bright Horizons Family Solution. Investors made 10x. It was the first time I realized that people were willing to cheat in education, and there was something there. Moving a little bit later on, I started a second venture called EdAssist. We were making sure that companies were best utilizing their spend on tuition reimbursement. There was a huge compliance component to that business. Investors, again, made 10x. And again, people were cheating in some ways. And then I became the founding CEO for something called Bloomberg Institute. They were education businesses, essentially backed by Mayor Bloomberg in New York City. And there we created a global standardized test that measured the aptitude that people had for careers in finance. Guess what? There was no good way to make sure people weren't cheating. So we tried really hard to do some things ourselves, and I think we did an adequate job. And then there was something out there that we heard about called online proctoring. And I was like, that is a brilliant idea. One of our colleagues looked into it and said, yeah, brilliant idea. It doesn't work at all, though, so you can't use it. And I was really disappointed. But I always knew that once I was finished, I was going to create the company that would do this really well. And that's really how Examity came to be. That, of course, coupled with the fact that we all know that online education is certainly in growth mode. And if you believe that, you certainly can quickly come to the conclusion that the validation of online education will continue to flourish. The company's been doing really well. You know, we're more than 5 years old now. We've been growing more than 50% per year. We just grew 62% in Q1, so still going really strong. We're heading toward our first $20 million year. Our margins are strong. Our customers stay with us. And today, we actually closed our first acquisition of one of the other companies within the space, and we'll talk about that in a second. And we're profitable, too. About 16 months ago, we took in some financing from University Ventures and some others. And at that time, we knew that we were going to look at other companies. And so we had a third party take a look at the space and decide, hey, where is everybody and how are they perceived? This is what they came up with. There's a reason we started with Be Virtual. It's not a coincidence. We thought that they were most similar to us in terms of being able to have a strong relationship with clients as well as offer exemplary customer service. We weren't first to market, as I had already mentioned. On the other hand, we did a lot of things better. We were the first to do a lot of these things as well. So at the very beginning of online proctoring, each group that was involved had a particular style of online proctoring. So they were selling groups on their style and then selling groups on themselves. So we said, why do that? Doesn't make any sense. We should have all styles of online proctoring from a single platform so that people can pick and choose what it is that they want. And that's what we call the fair exam levels for online test security. And it's been a huge competitive advantage for us for some time now. We're the first group to have mobile identification, first group to truly be 24/7, first group to integrate with every single LMS, test platform, custom platform as a rule. And then we audit every test. So we don't just give back information to clients. Rather, we have quality checks throughout. And we don't mind if people want to just authenticate, they want to just proctor, they want to do both. We can have it pretty much, a client can have it just about any way they want. In addition, we never lost track of the need for strong operations in this market. I mean, you're talking about 1 million tests a year, right? And that's a lot for a group to handle. So to us, these things are imperative. We need it to be transparent. So every test comes with a video so you can actually see if you like what we said. So if someone cheated, you actually can see the video and say whether or not you agree, and You can deal with it the way that you would like to. We make sure that people don't have to wait. So when it's time to get proctored, you just get proctored. You don't have to sit around and wait 12 minutes, which seems to be the industry average. We get people to their test quickly. So as an example, with our mobile ID product, someone can be ID'd in 30 seconds. I mean, that makes for happy people. And finally, test taker satisfaction, I think, goes without saying. So I mentioned we had a good 2017. Business has been good since the start. There's a lot of things that we've done really well. One thing I wanted to point out on this, for people who follow this space, there's a lot of talk. There's live proctoring, there's automated proctoring, and there's record and review proctoring. They're all technologies. Live does have a human being on the back end, but right now within the space, live proctoring is still dominating, and because we offer all of these permutations from a single platform, we actually have essentially the research as to what people want to use. It is ticking toward automated, but it's a real slow tick. And then finally, customers tend to like us. Where this is moving, I think, is pretty interesting. We are going to make sure that our clients are mobile ready, because we think that has longstanding implications as to how this industry is going to evolve. Right now, there's a belief that automated proctoring, not so good, live proctoring, really good. We think that there's going to be this one-to-many automated proctoring solution with a live person somewhere back there that only gets alerted when certain things happen. And we think that when the industry gets there, it's going to be even more interesting for people. And then finally, there's a ton of data here. So for us, we're working right now with some schools on utilizing cheating data to profile potential college applicants. I mean, there's a lot here. It's not necessarily talked about because we actually have a business that we're trying to run right now, but there's really interesting findings that could come from all of this. That's what I have. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope to be able to answer questions to you at a later date. Thanks so much, everybody.